And let's go ahead and get started with our gratitude. Who is grateful? I got boots on. I can walk easier today.
So grateful for Justin for holding my house on Sunday for me. Grateful again to Jeanette and Zach. We just are closing today. I've done my part. I don't know why they're slacking. They're doing theirs in another hour or so, but we're getting that one all closed. So thank you both very much. It's been a delight to work with them.
Who else is grateful? He's not in here yet, but Steve Hansen just gave me a Milano cookie that they're made in Cache Valley, and I'm super stoked about this. So if you see me shoving this into my mouth,
I wanted to shout out the staff and everyone that put in such great effort into that Christmas party. Yeah, that was off the hook. Yeah, that's all I need to say.
I love that. Who else is grateful?
I'm grateful for Lee Stern. Happy birthday, Lee. She's always so willing to share. She's so transparent and so helpful. I'm very grateful. Thank you.
On this day, a queen was born and a king. Happy birthday, Rick. Who else is grateful?
I'm grateful for chat. I use it 10 times a day.
Perfect. All right. And welcome our new agents, guests, and visitors. We welcomed Rosie last time, so welcome her back. She's officially part of the family. Woo! And I'm walking up to another guest of ours, Mike.
Hey, I'm Mike Alosi. I'm just checking out some different brokerages, and I wanted to come check this one out for your meeting.
I met Mike through Mark Nicholas at Mark's Broker Open last week. Had some great conversations. Welcome, welcome. All right. And that is it, yeah. All right, and our cultural icon from last week. All right. Well, last week, so that you can introduce.
Running out.
Running a little behind. So go for it. Yeah. So why did you choose him for the cultural icon?
Oh my gosh, Jesus and Moira are the most amazing. They're just unassuming. But they are always there to help and support with the best attitude, and just it's like, what can I do to help? And then they actually do it. So they're amazing. I'm just so impressed with both of them, and in the midst of their busy businesses, they're just always coming from a place of service and wanting to help out.
I love it. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. All right. And our broker moment.
Way to mix it up. It's red. Does it matter? Okay. I just wanted to shout out to all of the 25 ALC. Y'all know that today is the changing of the guard or the torch. I've just seen it firsthand, all the work that these people put into making things happen throughout the market center and all the mentoring and support that they do for the new agents. So thank you for all of you 25 ALC, and look forward to getting to know the 26 ALC. So that, and because it's Lee's birthday, I think you should probably show up and support her class tomorrow where she's doing a live listing presentation. So it is for new agent boot camp, but you people would be crazy not to sit in on said class tomorrow, 9:00 a.m. So
Queen in Converse. All right. And the Queen's son. A prince. A prince, sometimes a jester, but always an expert on the market. Josh, sir.
How many of you guys were at the Brady Sandall thing last week? Wasn't that something? Man, that guy, I was so impressed with him that he called my mom Josh's mom, because for as long as I've been doing real estate, doesn't matter what state, what group, whatever I go to, I have been known as Lee's son. And I was like, Brady, I didn't even pay him for that, you know, and I probably should have. Anyway, let's get on to some market stats. Are you guys doing a good job now of like getting these things downloaded each week and feeding it into your AI assistant, your agent, in terms of being able to get data outputs on this? Because I've been doing it now with, you know, basically a year's worth of data. And it's been pretty fantastic in terms of helping me to, number one, bring some value to you guys, right? So giving you guys, you know, talking points each week on what's happening with the market, why it's happening with the market. My big focus always is looking through a national lens. How does that affect our local market, right? And so having these kinds of conversations with you about why markets do what they do is really good. But when you have a lot of data in this thing, it just gets smart and smarter and smarter. And it starts being able to help us come up with some predictions for what's going to happen with the 2026 market. So if you scroll down, I'll start talking to you beyond the graphs that are there, which you guys can look at because you're all visual people. Let's talk about what we can expect in 2026. It's shaping up to be, have you guys heard about the market being kind of a reset market? All right. Well, that's what my ChatGPT agent is calling, is that we're going to have a reset market in the year that's coming up. And that's great for us, because what it means is that we're going to see more inventory. Buyers aren't going to feel as stressed out. The fact of the matter is sellers, you know, have gained a phenomenal amount of equity over the last 4 or 5 years. And we're not seeing this maybe go down, but we're going to see that pace of equity gain slow. And so this is good. With interest rates, where are interest rates going to be next year? Our luminary friends, where are they going to be? That would be phenomenal. And that would definitely eat up our inventory very quickly if we actually had sub 6% interest rates. And so really a lot of the industry's experts are predicting that we're going to be somewhere between 6 and 6.4%. And that's just kind of a bit of a taper down from where we're at. We might see some improvements on the mortgage spreads, which is ideal. But ultimately, that stability in interest rates. So if 6%, for instance, becomes the new norm, the stability in interest rates are what are going to cause people to actually get off the fence and sell their house and buy their home. RE/MAX just put their report out there, and their surveys showed that 88% of prospective home buyers are also going to be buying next year. 88%. That's a big jump, right? And what do we know about home buyers, Zach? Most of them are home sellers. Yeah, that's right. So 75% of home buyers are home sellers. What is my one mission for you guys in the market centers? What is my one mission? Is to do what? Help you guys bring certainty back in your business, right? So I provide a lot of content for you guys that you can get out to your sphere of influence. And as long as you're being consistent with that content, you guys are going to have quality results next year, because sitting inside of your sphere of influence are both home sellers and home buyers. And I suspect we're going to see a lot of them get off the bench in 2026. And that's really what these predictions show. So we have opportunities for home buyers in 2026. And the number one opportunity is you get to negotiate like it's normal again, because it is. How many of you guys got into real estate in 2020 or after? 2020 or after, okay? So that's a good thing to look at because none of you guys know that this was normal. It was normal for buyers to be able to negotiate on price on homes and on terms on homes. It was normal for buyers to be able to think about a property before they bought the property that they went and looked at. It was normal for a buyer to go and look at more than one property before they wrote an offer on a property. So we're probably coming back to normal, right? This one, I know Luminary friends are going to love. Buy the house, date the rate, but do it smart. So if rates hover around the low 6% range in 2026, the win is often structuring the payment. So we think about seller paid rate buy downs, lender credits, getting the price right so you can refinance. Have you guys seen also the builders and the rates that the builders are offering, right? And that's the thing that's causing homes to sell. So I want you to also think about that from a seller perspective. If you have a listing that's being on the market or sitting on the market, consider putting some marketing together that shows that the seller would be willing to buy down the rate for the buyer and how that benefits the buyer versus just a price adjustment, right? Because if you get a lower rate, your cost of ownership actually goes down more than it would cost than if you just reduced the price of a property by that much. Shop micro markets, not headlines. Okay, Utah isn't one market. Salt Lake County, Davis County, Weber County, Summit County, they all behave differently by price band and property type. So the best opportunity is targeting areas with higher month supply for buyers, less competition, and using absorption rate logic, which if you have a data servicing agent that we've built together, you have the ability to decipher absorption rates, which is awesome. So what are the opportunities for the home sellers? Well, number one opportunity, get the price right out of the gate. When you have competition, price is the thing that causes things to sell. So you have to win the first 14 days. When the market is more choice heavy, homes that miss early traction tend to chase the market. If you don't actually hit the benchmarks early, it shows you that the market is not going to respond positively to your offering. So here's the deal. The first 14 days on the market, you should expect how many showings? 10. If you don't get 10 showings in the first 14 days, what is the market generally telling you? That you're 3 to 5% or more above where the market is. So be aware of that and don't let your sellers get stagnant and begin chasing the market. Number two, outmarket the competition with digital and being in your presentation, right? So what I'm saying with this is make damn sure your house looks good that you're putting up on the market. You guys have access to really good photographers. Use them. Make sure that it stands out professionally because people judge the book by the cover. We are Americans after all. All right. If it looks good, it's going to taste better. Anybody been out to a fancy restaurant in here? You get that super nice presentation when they bring a plate in front of you, and that's the first bite you took. It's with your eyes. The same is true when you're marketing your seller's property, so make sure it looks good. Use terms as a weapon, not just price. So we just talked about that. Buyers are very payment sensitive. Strategic sellers are going to use concessions, which are like closing costs, home warranties, targeted repairs, and rate buy downs to expand the buyer pool without automatically slashing the price. Even nationally, incentives are not used by most sellers. So when you do it strategically, you stand out. All of this and more is made possible by Keller Williams, Utah. Every week at team meeting, you get this stuff. Have fun with it, enjoy it, and do something with it. Thanks for coming.
All right. And now we have Luminary Lending coming up here. And y'all, I just want to share some insight. So raise your hand if you're going to family reunion. Have you signed up? Tori, raise your hand because this is part of what I'm about to say. I want y'all to know that Tori loves her KW family so much that she passed up on a trip to New Zealand to go to Atlanta.
I told her she shouldn't. I was like, what are you doing?
So, y'all, Atlanta over New Zealand. Instead of kiwis, she'll be getting Georgia peaches. All right. And fried chicken. But y'all, Tori cares so much about this KW family that she is passing up on a trip of a lifetime to spend time with us. So thank you, thank you, thank you. This is why y'all are so fun to be in business with. And yeah, love y'all. We'll do yoga at the hotel. Yeah.
That was awesome. It's awesome. Okay, threw me off there. So thank you. Uh, I'm gonna be fast. I know you guys are busy. I don't want to take a lot of your time. We have some cool things to talk about, but just to actually increase on what Josh was saying up here, Josh, great. Thank you for all that information. It was so awesome. Like I love when Josh shares info. We kind of geek out together. So and it's thanks, but and it actually it really kind of flows together because one of the things that Josh was saying was stability in rates. And I've been talking about this for weeks and weeks and weeks. This is a 6-month picture of where mortgage-backed securities have been, and this line is really where that average number that we're talking about, like 3.5 months of being in a stable rate environment. Stable rate environments within a 0.25% move, right? That's a stable rate environment, and that's really, really something we haven't seen in years. So I don't know what you guys are seeing. We're seeing an increase in applications. Fourth quarter, typically we have people that are coming to us talking about what am I going to do in first quarter? I'm going to have that tax refund. I'm going to get ready to buy. How do I plan ahead? We do a lot of pre-planning with your clients. So we get them ready to buy so that they're ready to make that move. Okay. If you go to the next slide, just another data point for you. Again, the 10-year treasury showing the same type of averages. Next slide, some cool stuff that's coming out today. So this morning we had our jobs report. We had the government shutdown. A lot of the numbers were kind of delayed. And this morning we got some extra data on what's happening with jobs. There was 60,000 jobs created is what they said. But at the same time, they said there's actually an over exertion of about 60,000 in the BLS numbers, meaning job creation is pretty dang flat. That's a positive when it comes to the bond market and mortgage rates. Might be a negative for the overall economy, but for what you guys are doing, the people that are going to buy are going to buy. And we already showed how Utah data is a little bit different than the nation. If you want to get more in depth with what these numbers actually mean, come see me afterwards and I can explain to you a little bit more in depth and you can use it on your own social media and stuff. Go to the next one. This is where the employment rate is. Sorry, the unemployment rate is. You can see a massive move towards the end of the year. We actually predicted that we'll be in these levels towards the end of the year, and 4.6 is where it came out today, which is actually, it's pretty substantial. So what does that really mean for us? Again, that means the Fed's going to lean more on cutting rates. They cut rates already. What we're looking for is the inflation numbers later this week. Later this week, we'll have some data, and that really will set the, sorry, I usually turn this off. That would really set the tone for what we're going to look at in Q1. Okay, let's go to the next one. So for today, I wanted to touch a little bit. We've had all these buyer boosters that we've talked over the last few weeks, but I really wanted to touch about how a lender can help you win the deal. I don't know exactly who works with who, but there is ways that you can leverage your lender relationships. I'm going to share with you a little bit about what Luminary does. Some of you have experienced this that work with us in order to make you guys shine and help you win the deal. So there's 3 ways that Luminary is probably like the biggest things that we do. We do a lot of stuff, but these 3 things are probably our focus, how Luminary helps your agents win the deal. Go to the first one. So first is our closing cost guarantees. Our closing guarantee and our pre-approval guarantee, that's up to $10,000. How many here have had a client say, well, I don't want to put a $5,000 earnest money deposit. I'm concerned about that. Well, our guarantees alleviates that concern. Yes, you tell them it's refundable. Don't worry, I'm not going to lose it. But if you have a certificate from us, we actually give you an actual certificate that alleviates that challenge for that client, right? So step that out of that client's idea. We also have another one for the seller. We have a close on time, 21-day close on time guarantee. We do this on every single pre-approval that you guys give to us, unless there's an issue, and then you want to know ahead of time. We don't want you going looking at houses for people that can't get our guarantees. Next one. We reach out to the listing agent before they reach out to us. How many of you guys have listings that you get an offer and you start to have to like, where's the pre-approval letter? Okay, where's this guy's phone number? I call, he's not answering. Like, okay, I'm just gonna go to the next offer, right? I'm not even gonna like spend my time because this lender is not there for us. When we have an offer made, what do you typically do?
And it's a little bit scripted, but it just covers the questions that I'm generally asked by the listing agent. So I'll send out that text and then I'll follow up with a call and a voicemail.
So we do that when you make the offer, we trigger communication to the listing agent. We're not going to sit and wait for them to figure out who we are and how to find us. That's how we step ahead of the game. Next one. Costs and fees are lower because brokers do it better. So I don't know how many of you guys know, but Luminator Lending, we are a wholesale broker. That means when we do a mortgage, we have a lot of different options. You might have a client that went to a retail shop like an Intercap, and they looked at the fund and said, oh, we can't do the loan. A lot of times those clients that they can't do, we can actually do. We have non-QM products, which is different jumbo. I even have a 40-year interest-only jumbo loan right now. 40-year interest only. Yeah, exactly. I was like, are you guys crazy? That's what you want? But there's people that need that. What if you need to get a jumbo loan and you just don't have, you can't make those high payments right now. You're going to refinance in a year. It affects your qualifying. There's all these components to it, right? So just because you got to know with one lender doesn't mean your client can't actually move forward. And we really problem solve and make sure if we can't do it, it's pretty rare that they can get the loan somewhere else. Like I haven't experienced it very much. Last slide. Here's where our rates are today. Luminary Lending sits at about 1/4% lower than the market average. So when Josh was bringing it up that they're expecting between 6 and 6.4 for next year, we'll probably be closer like 5.75 to 6 1/4. Typically, based on those averages, we're about 1/4% better. But I want to reemphasize our VA special right now. That's just for Keller Williams agents. 5.125, guys, for a VA loan, 100% financing with no points. That range is because it varies depending on the actual transaction. But I just locked a 5.125 on a VA loan for a customer of ours just this last week. So that's a very, very aggressive rate where they don't have to put any money down. They have maybe 1 point in closing costs. They're going to spend maybe $6,000 and get a $600,000 house. Okay, with a great payment, great rate. So if you have other questions, Tori's in her office here. You can always reach out to us. Thanks for taking the time. Appreciate you guys.
There we go. That was scary. Well, while we're figuring out the volume, this is also quite loud. Who's ready to celebrate with some awards of year to date at a lower volume, but still high energy?
Let's celebrate. Celebration lasts throughout the year. So bring your good time and your laughter too. We're gonna celebrate your party. You come on now. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. We're gonna celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Let's celebrate. Right here. Celebration lasts throughout the year. So bring your good time and your laughter too. We're gonna celebrate your party. You come on now. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. We're gonna celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure?
Y'all, that is so awesome. And yeah, Brian, I see you in the back. Your bat will be given to you. Not momentarily, but once it comes in. Yes. But congratulations. And y'all, just a reminder, our agent of the month gets a credit for marketing to put into Facebook ads on command. So if you have been the agent of the month and you have not utilized that, let us know and we can make sure you get set up. All right, now for my fun thing. If the 2025 and 2026 ALC for both offices will come up to the front, that would be great. And then Audrey, hand me my torch. 2025 on this side, Justin Puchar. And 2026 on this side. And if you served on 2025 and will be serving on 2026, once you pass the torch, you'll you'll migrate over to the other side once you pass it. I'll get out of the way. Y'all, and we are missing some people, but look at this. Let me squat down. Look at this amazing group of leaders up at the front of the room. Give them a round of applause. Absolutely fantastic. So, y'all, as you pass my torch, as you pass it, I want you to say, if you were on the 2025 ALC, what your favorite thing was. And then for the 2026 ALC, what your why is and why you're most excited to serve in 2026. Okay? No pressure. Poochie. And you're going to literally pass the torch. And I think this is really cool and symbolic. No. No, no, no.
I think my favorite thing is just doing my job, right? Like I'm in charge of wealth building and that's what I like to do. And so I like to pass along and gain insights and knowledge. So I just like showing up and presenting.
My favorite thing, honestly, is working with the great people up here. And they're all really incredible leaders and incredible business owners. And it's been a treat, especially Joe Black's not here, but he was my co-chair this year. And that was a real treat to get to work with Joe.
The torch is as tall as me. My favorite thing about serving on the ALC, this is like people who know me are going to be like, what? Was we actually made like a system and a process that if the next people don't, I don't even know who's taking it over. I'll be so mad. And please, we would love to help you understand what we did. And obviously you can change it, but that was actually probably a big learning thing for me. Great.
I think mine was just the collaboration. We all had goals and things that we set throughout the year, and just fun to collaborate with everybody in that room. So.
Okay, so I've got a few different things. I'm gonna be here for like 20 minutes, so you guys get ready. No, I'm just kidding. I will say my favorite part that came out of it was my new bestie here, Samantha. We actually randomly knew each other from a transaction before we both moved to this brokerage, and we both changed and came here without even really realizing it. And then we got thrown into the ALC together, and then we just have been connected ever since. And so that was one of the best things that came out of it. The second best thing was getting more familiar with all of you and getting to show you guys my weird random personality and having you have to accept it because I was in charge. Whereas if I wasn't, you'd be like, who's the weirdo? Push her to the side. So anyway, thank you so much for humoring me. I would love to help out if you guys need different things but with the events, but I definitely am glad to not be in charge. Woohoo!
Well, I obviously echo Kirsten's sentiment about our new founded friendship. I think the best part also was just getting to know everybody, seeing the teamwork. Yeah, it's kind of not fair that I have to go last because everybody already said all my thoughts. I also really appreciate that it has given me the opportunity to become really uncomfortable with public speaking, but I'm doing better. I'm doing better. Yes, thank you. So it's been really, really fun. I've learned a lot. Definitely pushed me, and I'm excited to pass the torch.
So for me, I was over KW Cares, and I really enjoyed putting together our project this year for Red Day. That was one of the highlights for me. And then also continuing to serve on the 26th committee. I'm over education, and I am excited to just put together some things to help continue to help the agents to grow. And new agents, I love working with new agents and training and things like that. So I'm excited to continue to help serve.
I love the parties. And I'm so glad after 5 years that passing the torch, Muna's not here. Cannot wait to be able to support her in her new role going forward. And then for this next year, growth and productivity. And I just can't wait to see our office continue to grow, get to the point of some massive profit share happening. And we're excited about supporting the agents. And by supporting the agent, will naturally grow. I love.
Well put. And very similar. So if you don't know me, I'm Zach Mason. I'm co-chairing the Preferred Partners Program. And yeah, big shout out to last year, Mike Walters, Liz Leonard. You guys set us up great. I'm going to be co-chairing with Melanie. You'll hear from her in a sec. But honestly, ALC for me this year, yeah, that feels more appropriate. So much about what brought me to Keller Williams. I'm seeing that we're having a resurgence of that culture, and I'm excited to support that through the Preferred Partners Program in providing value to you guys, the agents, through bringing in talent that you guys can rely on in terms of partners. And I'm going to leave it at that, but thank you for this opportunity, and I look forward to serving you in 26.
Thanks, Zach. So Melanie Larson, and my goals here rotate a little selfishly around who do you call when you need this or that? And our focus is making sure that every agent in the office has the resource they need. So that's the goal. And we're planning on utilizing every agent to collect, to make our office partnerships better and put it together to where nobody even has a question of who's the best in the business. We find them, we make keep relationships with them, and it will serve everybody.
I'm Annie Trujillo. I have been absent for about a year. I go through fluctuations. I've been on the ALC 3 times, and so I'm really excited to get back into the office and get back on the ALC. I'm on wellness this year, which is probably the most well-suited ALC assignment I've had so far. So I'm super excited. If you don't know me, wellness is like all I do in my life, and especially in 2025, it's been my primary focus. So I'm excited to share the things I've learned this year and the things I've learned throughout a lifetime with the office. So.
Flavio Orlandini. I'm excited to be part of the growth and productivity. I'm excited to get to know hopefully all of you, but at least most of you. I'm excited to learn what makes you proud to be here at Keller Williams. I'm excited to get to and collaborate with everybody else to continue to support every agent in this room and every agent that is not.
And I'm up here because Liza is very, what's the word? Persuasive. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I've been at this office about 6 years, and this is my first year on ALC, and I'm excited to be a part of this group and work with Annie on wellness. And is that all? Okay.
Audrey, you can have the torch again. All right, and y'all, again, one big round of applause for everyone up here. And we are missing so many people. Muna, bring the torch back out. Muna, come on up here. I got a torch to pass you. So, why you're on ALC, not to put you on the spot, and what you're looking for.
Well, the reason why I'm on ALC is because I just love this office so much. It's done so much for me through the years. I've been here, 16 17 years. And I started in the big brown building, with in Sugar House, and just the camaraderie that was built and the family that I built around myself. It really took me to places that I never ever imagined that I could go. So this office with the merger and just all the new faces and all the faces that I've spent the years with, it means a lot to me, and to be able to be in this leadership position and really put a little bit of myself back into what has given me so much. I'd really love to do that. What was the other one?
All right, Audrey, now you can take the torch back. All right, again, big round of applause. And we are missing a lot of people from the Fort Union office, so be sure to thank them for their servant hearts from 2025. And we are missing Mike Walters is in a closing right now. He served last year and is continuing to serve, as well as Chris McGee, who is continuing to serve. And then we have Miguel Gomez as well, chairing a brand new committee called the Latino Committee. So for all of our Spanish speaking agents to have a haven and a home. But thank you all so much. And don't leave, because we have fun gifts for you. All right, with that, wants and needs. Coming soon's buyer needs. What you got?
So my want and need is a little different. I'm from Cache Valley, and I come down here about an hour and a half, and I just want you to know that you have a need, or if you need it in Cache Valley, I'd love to help. I had somebody ask me about some ski gear up in Cache Valley. I'm happy to help with that. I had an open house we did for Mike Walters and Tremont, helped with that. Sold the house. Oh, that was a disaster, but we fixed the roof, we fixed the trees, we fixed everything. I think she dropped about 75 grand, but we had it all done in 2 months and sold it for her, and she was happy. She lived in Florida, and she lived the passport. So this is Pepperidge Farm. There's a Pepperidge Farm. They sell cookies in bulk. So this is just my, if you like cookies and you like either Milanos, I know, right? $5 for a bag of cookies. It may work. And if you don't want that, you can go to Cheese and take Lee with you of a dozen. So there's plenty of places. Anyway, Taste of Cache Valley, wants and needs. If you have any help, feel free. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah, actually, for those who started doing that. Thanks. Steve Hansen.
Coming soon's Byron. Okay, there we go. We were distracted by the cookies.
So I have a buyer who has been looking in the Harriman Hills area for over a year. So I've sent out letters to the houses she's interested in. Going to keep on doing that every month or two until she finds what she wants. So just
what price? How big?
So a lot of the houses in the area are like 4, 5, 6, 7,000 square feet, but she would like to stay under 4,000 square feet. 3,000 would be better. So nothing enormous. She's a cash buyer. Price point is not important. She just wants it to be in good condition. So she would prefer not to have builder grade materials in the house, apparently. Better than builder grade materials if possible. It's not important. Up to $1 million probably, if she finds the right place. So again, preferably under 3,000 square feet, 32, 34 maybe. Harriman Hills, yes. So anytime in the next 2-3 months, if you hear of something coming, have something coming, let me know.
I'm looking for something for a buyer between Davis County and Salt Lake County, under 550, 3 beds, 2 baths, 2-car garage, and real great bonus points if it has a cool workshop situation. Ideally newer, like 90s or newer. If you have something coming up that's not on the market, please come talk to me. Like if you have somebody who's going to be listing in January or doesn't want to go on the market.
I'm looking for buyers and I'm looking for sellers. Anybody got any? Send them my way. Also, for those of you that don't know, I do home staging and I just emptied out a house. So I've got a house available if anyone needs one stage. I do affordable pricing for the agents in the office and I can work with you on payment. So hit me up if anybody's looking for that.
I've got a listing going live next week, Christmas Eve special. We just got under contract on their next home, so we got to sell pretty quickly here. It is in Magna. It is a 2-bed, 1-bath, just small little Magna bungalow. We are listing it at $320. So if you have buyers who are under that $350 price point, I got you. And it will have a new roof put on it at the time by closing. So
I am looking for a crappy house to buy. If it has dog poop or smells like urine or has had homeless people living in it, or anything to that nature, probate, any meth is oh my God, I love meth so much. It's amazing. My favorite drug ever. But yeah, I have a house that we are just closing on and we need to do a 1031 exchange. So we're looking for another house to flip. So if you have something ugly, dirty, bad, price range, we like anything, even we have one right now that's in the millions that we love. So if you have something in there, that's actually preferable. So come talk to me.
We've got a listing coming in Layton right by Hobbs Reservoir in January. So these guys are doing new construction, so it's flexible. So it's always nice when you're talking to people and you just putting feelers out. There's a property, 3 stories, 4,500 square feet, backing a trail that takes you to the reservoir right there by the base of Weaver Canyon. So Tudor style would be great. High 6s. Has a 2-car garage.
Oh, me? Yeah. I have a listing coming up maybe as soon as next week for $425. It's priced well under market value. They are very anxious to sell it. So very motivated. Kearns, it's in Kearns, 4-bed, 2-bath, 1/4 acre. No.
Okay. And before we welcome our sponsor, just out of curiosity, if you could stand up, if you would like to host an open house, stand up. I know there are more than one person. Don't be shy. All right. If you don't want to host an open house, those are the people that you call. Okay. So call Mish, call Emily, and let them host your open house. And with that, Monarca Media.
Hello, everyone.
Woo! While they're setting up, I'm going to get my torch again and make Mike come up here. Mike Walters, come on up. So imagine a whole line of ALC members, yes, passing the torch. And then you get to say, because you served last year and you're serving next year, what your favorite thing was last year and why you're serving next year and what you're looking forward to.
Oh, so favorite thing. For sure, it was Liz and I incorporating the preferred partner mastermind and really getting a lot of engagement from them and a lot more buy-in than maybe we had previous years. Okay, what's the next question? I love to contribute. So any of you guys that have a chance to talk with me and work with me, I do it because I like to help people, because when I started 10 years ago, I had a network of people around me that just poured into me. So, okay. Thank you.
From yourself to yourself. Mike Walters.
We don't want a dead one. Can you guys hear me? Okay, sweet. My name is Paige. I'm from Monarca Media. At the end of our presentation, we're going to do a little giveaway, so pay attention. You can do the next slide. So let's just be honest. What one grabbed your attention when you first looked at it? Winner, right? The one on the right. I'd say they're comparable houses, right? But the one on the right is a little bit sharper, a little bit more beautiful. You can actually, take it in, not get distracted. Buyers are just like you guys. So they notice listings in, I'd say, the first 3 seconds. And if it doesn't grab their attention, you're not going to get the click and you're not going to get the showing. And the pictures are really the first step. That's what we do. So every home type elevated. We believe that luxury is an experience. It's not a price point. So whether it's an entry-level home, a grand estate, we give every listing the same attention to detail and the same experience all the way through. We're really great at showcasing every type of home. Our core services include unlimited photos. So a lot of photographers, you have to decide, do I need 15 photos? Do I need 20? There's a lot you guys have to deal with. You shouldn't have to decide how many photos you need. That's where we come in. So we give you guys unlimited photos, next morning delivery. And with that, we do free drone photos. So it's not an additional add-on. It comes free standard when you work with us. We also do social media reels, floor plans, marketing design for your listing presentations, and then personal branding photo sessions. I think some of our specialties really are our realistic twilights. You guys have seen the twilights with the bright yellow windows. It's hard to take in, right? The house just looks pretty fake at that point. So we do realistic twilights and we do property outlines standard with every listing. Drone photos. Yeah, right? Yeah, I agree. Nothing's worse than looking at drone photos and you're like, this is great, but where's the house? Right? So we do those standard. They're not an add-on. And then these are our areas of service. So from North Ogden down to Santaquin, everywhere in between, we take care of you guys. Our team can get there. And then client portal. So we do everything through our client portal and app. You guys, nothing's worse than trying to sort through, find your marketing materials. Everything is like a million emails, right? With your marketing, everything is in one place. All of your previous listings, all of your future ones you have coming up, instant access, super user friendly. You can book, reschedule, anything you need to do. And then our process, like I said, book on the app. We show up, we take care of everything, you get it back the next day. When you work with us, you don't have to micromanage. You have a team you can depend on. We show up, we get the job done and make your lives easier. Okay, I'm gonna leave you guys with this. The Monarca difference is that we include free drone photos. It says 24 hours, but honestly, we usually get stuff back to you in about 12 hours. No image limit, and then our team has super access, so you guys can go about your day, do what you need to do. Okay. Yeah, give us a follow on Instagram. We'll follow you guys back. What is one thing that makes Monarca Media different? Free drone. Okay. Okay. What is something that you guys took away from this? What's the takeaway? Yes. Yes. Okay. Winner. Thank you, guys.